Welcome to this video where I'm gonna reveal how Invacio CEO William West used a bogus $500 million investment claim to lower his hard cap during the ICO, change the bonus structure, ultimately all of that just in order to get more investment into his ICO scam. Enjoy!
Now, before we start with the outlay of and how Invacio did it, let's watch a little video of YouTuber Corey Wilton where he announces the change of ICO structure due to an outside investment for Invacio.
What is up, guys? Corey Wilton again coming to you live from the beautiful overcast Gold Coast today. And today's actually going to be a massive video, and it's going to be on the topic, of course, as you can see in the caption, Invacio. They've just released some very big news, which is extremely exciting for current token holders or the people that were actually considering buying the token. One of the big things that stood out to me was actually the low amount of tokens. I believe that 420 million were going to be created, but at the end of the ICO, all the leftover were going to be burnt, and if we hit hard cap, then we'd actually have around 150 to 180 million tokens in supply, which for me, I thought was still quite small considering the scale of the company. But believe it or not, guys, with the news that William has just released, in summary, they have enough money already. They could end the ICO today if they wanted to. So instead of ending the ICO early, what they've decided to do is reduce the hard cap and reduce the total token supply, which, as I said earlier, is very exciting for the people who already hold the tokens, but also the ones that want to buy the tokens right now. For the ones that are already token holders, what this means is that basically the token supply is actually dropping from somewhere between 150 to 180 million all the way down to about 60 or 80 million to my calculations. I believe somewhere around there. Now guys, obviously if you do the simple maths, you're going to realize that the tokens are about to be 3 times more scarce. And of course, if you guys understand supply and demand, that should be extremely exciting for you. And the reason that should be also exciting for the people who are considering purchasing the tokens, Invacio didn't actually increase the token price when the token supply fell. It's still $1 and a 40% bonus as I'm filming this video. I believe after this it's going down to 25% and then 0% if it reaches that point. They only have about 14 to 16 million tokens left to sell, I believe, so there isn't much room for people to really consider whether they want to buy the tokens over the next couple of weeks, because I don't think it's going to last that long.
And you could think, okay, no problem. Dear Corey, you probably just heard about this from Invacio, because Invacio actually sent out an email, they made Facebook posts, they actually had a Facebook Live video where they announced this big news where they received outside investment, and in order, and after receiving that investment were able to reduce the hard cap. But wait a little bit for what I'm about to share with you right now.
As you can see here in this leaked internal chat from Invacio, this is how they plan it all out. So you can see here William West, the CEO, saying, okay, well, lower the hard cap if all agree and does not need a white paper edit. So reading onwards, he also gives the reason for the lowering the hard cap. Due to outside government private investment interests, we are considering significantly lowering the hard cap and will update all based on the logistics and decisions made at some point today. And then he asks, let's reduce the hard cap to 40 million US dollars. He goes further. He says this should ideally bring in another interest and hopefully 1 to 5 million US dollars in the private deals. Yeah, well, doesn't look. He actually had a $500 million outside investment if he's still trying to get 1 to 5 million US dollars during the ICO by lowering the hard cap, doesn't it? Now you can also see here down there is the statements that they're going to release, and they agreed to do a Facebook Live first, which we will have a look at in a bit. And here again he says he just needs another 1 million US dollars in Ethereum. And as you can see here, who is it? Dear Corey Wilton Help Desk. So YouTuber Corey Wilton, who just made this little video telling about the lowering of the hard cap and this exciting new opportunity for all token holders, and especially those who haven't invested yet, because the token's gonna be gone soon. He's talking about what? The hype creator. So he is an insider. He's not just some YouTuber who heard about this news. He's an actual insider who was involved with planning this all out. And now, on to what William had to say.
Hi there, William here from Bucharest. So over the course of the ICO, I've had my concentration on governmental discussions and discussions with major investors, either in our technologies, direct investment, and so on and so forth. These discussions have now taken quite a lot of my attention. We've currently got around about 7 public discussions with governments and 5 additional ones that are private, as well as a couple of agencies that we're discussing our technologies with. Now, we've been putting together some sort of collaboration of packages, direct investment from third parties, as well as us supplying a service, solutions, blockchain solutions, a mesh network solution which Inf will be over the top of, think of Boingo, for a region. And these packages are kind of taking our attention. The funds now being made available to Invacio are very significant. One of the discussions we've currently got is in Asia, with Asian-based investment, direct investment in the country elsewhere, is around about $500 million. And then we've got ones that we've been discussing from Canary Wharf, where we had a meeting the other day, as well as ones in the Vatican City, where we had a meeting last week. So there's a lot of money being thrown around, and the reality is that the Invacio was originally to raise 100 million for our technologies, but that's no longer required because we have this investment that's coming in. So what we're going to do is substantially reduce our hard cap, reducing the circulation of coins that will go into the market going on there. So we're talking billions of dollars investment coming into Invacio.
Gentlemen, in exactly 5 days, we will be $100 billion richer.
The ICO was originally to create a user base, a utility user base for our systems, as well as take purchases from our tokens to be able to release so much liquidity in the market. With what's coming in, we're reducing that and reducing the time frame that you can purchase. So that will be going live in the next couple of days with announcements and so on and so forth. But I'm just giving you a preemptive warning.
In the now famous tinfoil hat AMA session with Roger Baker from Invacio, Roger was asked about the $500 million outside investment that was given as reason for reducing the hard cap, and he had a very different take on it than what William had explained in the video. As we've just seen the video where William says there was an outside investment, $500 million, he even said billions of dollars coming into Invacio. The funding has been secured. It was directly into Invacio. You can go back and watch the video and watch and listen to what William just said. He said billions of dollars coming into Invacio, and that is the reason for reducing the hard cap. It is no longer required. The money is no longer required. Roger is having a very different take on it. Take a look.
So I'll just ask one last quick question before we open it up. The reason that you lowered the hard cap, you were told, or I was told, and the world was told that that Invacio would receive a significant investment and didn't need that much more, and they left a little bit open. So how much did Invacio actually raise?
Okay, in terms of Invacio, nothing. It was never classed as an Invacio investment. It's background investment in the WeNet technology, which William owns privately, and it's still on the burner. It's still being dealt with. That sort of money does not get thrown around lightly by any organisation whatsoever.
Well, I think it did. I think it got thrown around by your investors on the strength of a lie.
Governments and commerce do not throw money into companies lightly. Yes, discussions are had. The deal is still on the table. The money has not been received. It's a work in progress.
The funds now being made available to Invacio are very significant. Is around about $500 million.
So as has been proven in this video, Invacio used a $500 million investment into the company to reduce the hard cap drastically, and they planned it all out. The reason for doing that was to create some sort of hype for the last stage of the ICO, which wasn't selling as well as they had hoped for. They hoped to raise more money, as they admitted in their internal chats. However, since apparently the investment wasn't as significant or it wasn't there at all. They also always